Hello, brave new world. And yes, it is a brave new world. Trump is now gone for good. And
They'll
is
be
insane.
wanting him back in 2 years. Just 2 years, they'll be desperate for
2
him back.
years, he would have got more guns to rush Congress and kill him. I think that's his suggestion, which is insane, of course, by the way. So not only Donald Trump has just tried to destroy the American democracy, which isn't much of a fucking democracy, I should point out, sorry for swearing, but he's also killed countless people through COVID-19. This is utter insanity. But this is what happens when you have a mentality where government shouldn't exist. Donald Trump's idea of government is not having any government, and in that scenario, any horror can transpire across the world. So that horror clearly being over 400,000 people now dead because of idiots like Donald Trump, who then goes to rallies just before he was kicked out of office, clearly telling people that COVID's still a fucking fantasy. Even at the rallies he was at, his supporters have transpired and transposed into a world where just watching people die en masse is just seen as a bit of a joke. Just an article in the newspaper, just a wild comment people say now and again. That's literally how Trump has managed to make this work, by convincing people that, well, it doesn't matter, it's 400,000 people I've never met. It's 400,000 people that not me. It's 400,000 people that clearly it's never going to affect me. That is the mentality that he has designed into minds, and that's how you kill people en masse. You create a false reality and make it sort of sound good, and then attach it to QAnon or other mad, hyper weird ideas like that. You boil that together, and if you agree one bit of madness, then you'll agree easily with another bit of madness, which is like not doing anything over COVID-19, and also funding the military while literally your schools are falling apart, and then blaming the poor for being undereducated and abusing them because they are literally just have no jobs apart from maybe being a drug dealer. That is actually seen as a height of aspirational ambition, because without education, of course, being a drug dealer is going to look reasonable and fucking sane. But that's not a fault of the individual. This is clearly the fault of government, who designed that into the country. This is how it works. They design your world, and the choices you have aren't your choices. They're the few choices that someone let you have, rather than become somebody who's well educated, aspirational, a doctor, a teacher. These things are seen and told as these are shitty jobs, so therefore they pay, like teachers and nurses, shitty wages, because they're actually benefit society. Anything that benefits society, you be punished for doing that, i.e. a low wage, i.e. nurses at food banks, which is a common reality now, not only in England, but all across the world. This is a reality for them. But if you're happy to kill people en masse, if you're happy to spread hate through your media, spread lies, and anything to do with abusing and murdering people who are different to you, then you'll be paid all the money in the world. And this is a root expression of capitalism. It chooses the worst of society to be the richest of society, rather than the best of society being given the wealth. The wealth doesn't come in money, it comes in, it comes in the form of education, understanding, compassion, love, and etc. All these facets of a human being, which you are denied from the moment you're born. And worse still, they tell you these things are the enemy. They tell you to feel, to care, understand, learn, improve yourself. They tell you these things are the devil's work. Literally, they literally use that as an excuse to justify human beings never being fully given the benefits that culture and society has. They use that as a reasoning for this, for their actions, and they profit from this, of course, as well. And so, with situations like I was just talking earlier about how opioids is now a major problem in America, with most huge quantities of people addicted, because the people that own the opioids are the people that own your government. Your government isn't owned by the people, never has been, never will be. And that's why businesses are allowed to own democracy. If you, one rule, because I talk here about what a democracy look like, one of the first rules of a democracy is wealth is never allowed to buy an MP or somebody in power or a civil servant. As soon as you have someone buying or lobbying, they should be regarded as the enemy of the state. If not, then you don't live in a democracy, because they buy your vote. It's no longer one human being, one vote equals power. It's who's got the most money equals power. And as we all know, America, you have to be a billionaire. Do you want to join in? You have to be a billionaire even to get close to the instruments of power. And if you're not a billionaire, then you have to suck off billionaires to get into power, which is how New Labour, Tony Blair, Keir Starmer, they suck off billionaires so they can get into power. But they're literally New Labour, the Labour Party, I call it New Labour because that's fucking what it is now. They're literally using billionaires to justify which MPs they choose to get into power, and which are now selected to come into power. So it's the wealth. And as soon as you put wealth into it, that is not a democracy. Wealth is not a democracy. Is there anything you'd like to add? Anything? All right, I think I've said enough on that. That's why Trump is allowed. That's why we have Trump, by the way, because of wealth. And he uses, like Parler, which is a far-right web chat site, which radicalizes men, women across the world. Parler is owned by billionaires, by the same people that own Cambridge Analytics. Cambridge Analytics literally uses algorithms which exaggerate and pass information, which programs and radicalizes young adults. Right, I think you've got that thing back there. Thank you very much for all you're doing to Speaker's Corner. Still, there's a small group left. Cheers, mate. Check out my poems at poemsofdust.blogspot.com. And yeah, we can be better without being having to be well, without having to be poor. All right, I'll see you later.
Oh no, I'm playing just because I want the first round. Beat it. No, it's not.
Have you never thought? Say something. Say
my God.
I agree. I don't like him.
The dog is gone. The dog is gone. He's shivering.
Let him share. Let him share. Don't talk to me, please. Don't come close to me, I'm telling you.
Why don't you want me to come close to your wife? Right?
What is the bottle, man? Drink the bottle, maybe cool down. Drink the bottle, man, maybe cool down. Talk about Islam, yeah?
I'm okay.
No.
Later.
This guy, I'm not happy, man.
Look, I
I'll tell
think
you.
it's
So,
right.
I'll tell
At
you.
least it doesn't feel cold, it's right. And all what I want to say and add is that way
Sorry, can I
we are
see you later?
treated like idiots, not having any regard for the population.
The camera's here, take it.
Closing the park when here people talk face to face and not there, police start chasing whoever they can chase there, it doesn't make any sense. And here everybody's talking face to face without even wearing a mask. So what is this? And what I have, my quarrel I have with the institution is the way they handled the pandemic. And therefore, if people are unhappy about the police or the institution, they rightly so. Rightly so, because if you treat a population as a consumer that fatten the profits of the super wealthy and the super rich, those kind of people, look at him. Look at him. Why do you buy this? Do you know they put water in that spirit? They put half a water and half a spirit. Because it's all a rip-off. This is the biggest rip-off.
And that spirit will send you down to the depth in hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure?
Yeah, you go to hell.
Have you been
drinking
there?
this.
Have you tried it? Have you been there?
If
You've been there, huh?
You want to follow God's word?
Yes.
You follow God's word, anyone, any drunk, huh?
Hell is here.
That's where they're going, brother.
Hell is
So what if I
here.
follow God? What if I follow God?
If you follow God, you won't be a drunk anymore.
Okay, then what?
And then what?
What's next?
You will live a life of self-control.
Then what? What's next?
Well, he's quite in self-control. Look, he's very much in charge. He moves so he doesn't feel
So what's
cold.
next?
If he was in
Next.
self-control, well,
Next.
people were having a conversation.
Yo, hey, listen one at a time.
But
Hey,
you don't know. Ask him where he comes from, how he lives. You can't just preach on people. First, get informed about his life, his past, his what he
Every
thinks.
person on this earth has a past.
Yeah.
What's your name, brother?
They call me Mashiach.
Mashiach. My name is Kevin.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you, Mashiach.
What's your name? darling?
Elisa.
Nice to meet you. Pleased to meet
Yeah.
you.
Congratulations. You
For what?
The way you move is very good.
Well, but why congratulate me for?
Well, I think you're right. You're an intelligent
Where are you from, brother?
just moving like
Last time I remember, I came from somewhere over there.
That's the correct answer.
I believe my father still lives up there in the ninth floor.
He's an invisible man.
No. Do you believe he still lives in the ninth floor while we're still here?
Why
Do you
are
still
we
believe? No. Do you believe while we're still here on the first floor, whatever part there, basement? He's up there in the night sky.
I-
He's in the ninth floor or not? Still, while we're here now.
Well, no, I don't believe he's going to be dead.
No,
because
hold on a second.
For an
While we're
atheist
no,
to-
while we're normal, we're dead, we dying after 100, 300, whatever, how long we live. Everybody has different life, whatever, based on his genealogy, ancestry, whatever. But bottom line, we have a limited life, like 100, between 100 and let's say 150. Yeah.
Thanks God for
Okay.
that.
Okay. Well.
Thanks God for
All right. Let's see. We all have an average of 100 years to live.
that.
Okay, because we're here on Earth.
Yeah.
But because it's in the ninth floor, right? Ninth floor, right?
Yeah.
God resides in the ninth sky, right? Ninth floor, right? We're in the parterre on the planet, and it is in the ninth sky.
But
And the
the-
ninth layer, what's the ninth layer? What's the seventh? Rainbow? Okay, plus
You
two.
get me confused.
Okay, rainbow is 7, right?
7 colors.
Yeah.
Okay, plus 2 is God. 9, God is at the end of over the rainbow, over
ninth.
there is the God. And we're here in the planet, and God is up there on the ninth sky. Isn't it?
That's what some people reckon.
Yeah, and he's up there, doesn't matter, 99th, the ninth sky, 9, and we're here on the first, second, whatever floor we are.
Yeah, but stop repeating yourself. What do you want to
Do you
say?
not tell me which floor you live in?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not interested where
Brother,
I live.
do you know-
I'm
do you
interested
know-
how
no,
I
no,
manage my
listen.
life, not
Okay,
where I
thank
live.
you, I believe the same way. But tell me, do you know for sure, 100%, are you sure which floor you're living in at the moment? You rent it or you own the house?
Nothing is sure except death.
Yeah,
Death is
for sure, that's for sure. But listen, which floor you live in? Can you remember since you left home?
But one thing
What
that
does
the Lord
the floor
Jesus
got to
Christ
do?
said, even though you die, you shall live.
Hold on a second, don't speak over me. You should turn after. So, one at a time.
She was only saying, sorry, why you can't do it? She was only saying the only thing that is sure is death. And yes,
And I agree.
even though we die, the Lord Jesus said, you shall live.
So, what do you believe?
That even though I die, I shall live.
You believe so?
I believe so.
Why? Because you believe in Jesus.
I believe in Jesus.
And whatever he said.
Amen.
You too?